Now, here is an extremely rare sapphire. You are looking at one of the most collected, one of the most in demand, and one of the most sought out after sapphires in the world. This is the benchmark that puts sapphire on the global map. These stones are all well over 100 years old. Now, the Kashmir area basically is between Azad Kashmir and Paddar Kashmir. And this particular geological vein was formed around 50 million years ago through the formation of the Himalayan belt, right? But if you look back historically, there is one locale dating back to the 1700s, 1800s. This is back to the period of Golconda diamond, the royalty, the historical ones. And these stones sell at auction. You can do your research on it. Paddar, India, Kashmir. Do your research on these particular Kashmir stones. They're extremely rare. This is fully certified Paddar, Kashmir, India, by Dr. Richard Hughes himself at Lotus Lab. It is a rare stone. I bought this stone in Paddar, Kashmir when I was walking the geological vein from Paddar, Kashmir all the way to Azad, Kashmir over in the Pakistan side of the disputed area of the Kashmir territory. But this particular gem is extremely rare. The stone weighs in at 7.48 carats. It is phenomenal and one of the rarest sapphires you will ever see coming through the Cap Florence Artelier. These stones are so uncommon and almost impossible to find. And if you do your research on the blue cashmeres that come out of the Paddar area, they can sell for hundreds of thousands per carat. They're the most expensive, most in-demand sapphires in the world, and they're impossible to find because they're all historic. They all date back well over 100 years. This stone's probably 300 to 300 years old. They're mined at very high altitudes, 14,680 feet. It is a phenomenal location, but it is almost impossible to stay up there for long periods of time due to the shortfall and the lack of oxygen. It is the highest altitude any gem in the world has ever been mined at, and it was mined hundreds of years ago. So this is the gem of royalty. You are looking at something that most people will never get a chance to touch, feel, experience, or see. So you got a 7.48 carat Paddar Indian Kashmir sapphire with 1.59 carats of aeronautically engineered, set, detailed Cat Florence piece of jewelry. So this, she knows, is at some point going to be passed down generation to generation, at some point end up at auction, because these stones always end up at auction and they demand the highest price per carat of any sapphire in the world. You'll see the velvety silkiness within the crystal structure. This is common to this particular material. You have it certified by Dr. Richard Hughes himself, who wrote the book on ruby and sapphire. You can do your research on it. Very uncommon, very rare, and just impossible to find these stones because of their historical nature.